When you tell people at home about Electric Callboy, do they have any idea what you're talking about? Wow.
Just
so your first
crazy.
time seeing the band live was playing with them live?
Yeah, so I've never seen them live.
Wow.
I've only been playing.
That's crazy.
I do, workshops with School of Rocks and kids.
Right, okay,
Which
yeah.
I put out a book because of that.
Mm.
I just do me. I come out here, I've got my ice bath and my healthy stuff, and like, it's cool to see like people start asking, hey, what is that?
Are you learning any German?
No, it's a very hard language. Like, I know very basic things. I don't know what they're saying, so it doesn't stress me out.
Oh, that's good.
If they're like, everything's broken, it doesn't work. Like,
I don't care.
I don't know. It's not stressing me out. I'm good. Like, we did something cool for this tour too. Like, there's a really cool production element with the drum solo.
Frank, good to see you.
Good to see you, buddy.
So I think the last time that we spoke was at Sum 41, and we were kind of talking about like what's next for you.
Right.
Did this come up? Anything like this at all?
Not until Australia on the final Sum tour. Just a crazy situation with Derek being sick and we canceled. And then these guys took our spot.
Okay, yeah.
And then their drummer had to leave. This all happened and very quickly. And they just said, are you still here? Can you play tonight?
Okay.
So I learned the show in a couple hours and
Wow.
did those 3 shows and thought kind of that was it. And then they went back to their life. I finished the Sum 41 final tour and the Juno Awards. And then they called me on the final Sum show at the Juno Awards. And they were like, do you want to come out on the festival run? And I'm still here. So
wow.
It's crazy.
So just the stars aligned for you, huh?
Yeah, it really did. And like I didn't know what was next. I had no plan. And this just happened before it even planted a seed before it ended. But then when it officially ended, that's when this happened. It's crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So before that, did you know about Electric Callboy at all?
I did. I had friends that sent me videos from their show, and they were like, "This is the craziest show I've been to. Check this out."
Right.
And it was just like their cell phone, crazy footage. And then I started listening to their music, and then for all my DJ sets, like emo nights and all that, I started playing We Got the Moves.
Yeah.
So I was familiar with the band, but I didn't like know their whole deep catalog. Like I wasn't fully, I thought they were a brand new band. And I thought they were from UK.
Oh, you thought?
And then I met the guys, and then they were German. So I was
Uh-huh.
completely wrong.
So before you started playing their songs on your DJ set, did you see them ever before that?
No, I never saw them live.
You just
Never
heard
saw
about them
live.
and started playing them.
Didn't really know what they look like because, like, if I had seen any videos, they're always in crazy costumes anyway.
Okay.
So then I met half the band at breakfast in Australia, and then met the rest of the band backstage before we literally went on.
Wow.
Just
So your first
crazy.
time seeing the band live was playing with them live.
Yeah. So I've never seen them live.
Wow.
I've only been playing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How was that transition from you, like being a punk rock musician, like a drummer, going to a band that has a lot more like Europop electronic influences?
Yeah, I mean, it's the metal stuff is very similar because some had a very metal side as well, especially on like the Hell of the new record.
Okay.
There was, some of the breakdowns, even in Rise Up, it's kind of metalcore,
It
so
is,
it's
for
very
sure.
similar. But like the techno stuff, no, that was like, I've played with a lot of EDM DJs over the years. So that was, it's kind of like putting together all my life stuff, my EDM side with the DJs, my love for metal music, like it's kind of all puts it together. Except now there's no like boom, bop, ba, boom, punk rock beats.
Okay.
It's just techno, 4 on the floor,
Wow,
just shake the room, which it's fun.
Is it heavier for you to do? Is it like more difficult? Or is it just another style?
Yes
of
and
playing?
no. I mean, they're both equally as the same energy, the same. The crowd feels the same.
Okay.
So it feels very comfortable. Like it didn't feel like whoa, like this is a completely different vibe, different crowd. Like especially when Australia, as soon as we like hit, and I just saw the crowd going nuts and the pyro and all the production, like I felt at home. I didn't feel like, because I've played with some other artists where it's a different vibe, different genre, and it's like, okay, this is totally different. People don't jump up and down, they just kind of watch. Not the
It's
case
the same
here.
here,
I feel at home. I really
I mean,
do.
I see them on the same lineup as a lot of bands. Like you're like in the same scene as Sum 41. I mean, I think Sum 41 shared like festival stages with them before.
We did. We definitely like crossed paths, and I was excited to see them in Australia
Right.
when we were playing. But yeah, we've definitely been on the same even in America, some of the same festivals.
Yeah.
But I never saw them live. It just, you know how it is on festivals. You're in and out. It's all crazy. But yeah.
I mean, but before you joined the band, I actually didn't realize how big Electric Callboy was outside of Europe. Because I've seen them in Europe a few times, and I know that they're big here.
Yeah.
But like once I started like following you, like including with them like a little bit more, I'm like, okay, these guys actually like play a lot more than just Europe.
Totally. I mean, Australia's really big. Japan's big. America, this is the biggest tour that is about to happen for the band.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of the same rooms that I do at Sum 41 on the final tour, but even bigger in certain cities, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's cool to be part of it as it's just like blowing up.
Okay. But speaking of the crowds and stuff, like do you see an overlap with like a Sum 41 crowd? I know you guys are playing the cover as well.
I definitely, obviously, I'm keeping Sum 41 alive with the Callboy remix is still waiting.
Yeah.
We play it every night. It goes over crazy.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, I'm still, even though I'm not with those guys, it's the music's still living on. Like it's still,
that's amazing.
It's cool. Yeah. It's cool to look out in the crowd and just see everybody knowing the words and wearing Sum 40. There's a lot of Sum 41 shirts in the crowd. That's so good. It's cool to see like the overlap. And then I think a lot of the fans that maybe didn't know Electric Callboy are like now exploring it because they were my fans or whatever. So there's a lot of just overlap and just. It's working, and the fan support's been awesome. They have an amazing fan base, and it's like a rave and a metal show combined. Like
I like in the past, like drummers used to be a little bit more tucked in the back, like not as well lit as like the other musicians at front.
Yeah,
I feel like nowadays, like drummers are a lot more visible on stage as well. Do you notice that you get like more recognition from the fans as well? And how has the welcoming been for the fans?
The fans have been awesome. It's a similar situation for me. Like being in another band that had a well-known drummer for their personality and they were in the band for a long time. But like I just come in and I just try to give the band the support they need, play it like the record, but then what they do differently live.
Yeah. Obviously
on me, just my energy just comes out organically, but the fans have been awesome. They've been right there. They've it's a lot of signs I've been seeing in the crowd, which is really cool. But yeah, they've been super supportive. I mean, even like when I joined Sum, I thought that was going to be really hard, and fans were awesome. And it's like you just can't really get in your head too much about it. Just go be you, be true to what you love. But yeah, I mean, drummers, for me, it's like coming up in like the Tommy Lee era, drummer, he was one of those drummers where the drums and the drum solo was a big part of the show.
Yeah.
And that's what I gravitated to, drummers that just, they weren't just doing stuff that was obnoxious, they were doing cool stuff that made it a really cool, entertaining thing to look at. Yeah. So that was my introduction to music, going to see, Motley and Ozzy with these legendary drummers with big productions. I just thought that's the way it was, and I loved it. So that's just, I think, what I was inspired by. But I don't know, you're right, though. Now it's like there's so many bands that drummers are at the front of the stage almost, too, like a 21 Pilots or, bands, with that similar kind of drummer. There's a lot more, but I don't know. I just think, like, there's a place for it. Certain bands, it's just like,
sure. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just that I love that stuff. I love to be entertained, and I love to entertain people, but also know that the job is to make everybody move and feel and all that. So it's like that's the most important part, that they just dance, have a good time, feel the beat. Yeah. Even my drum solos are very there's a pulse. It's not just like this crazy thing where people are like, okay, I don't know what's going on, I'm going to get beer, or I'm going to go into the merch, or I'm going to the bathroom. Like, my thing is to keep it so you can mosh, you could jump, you could party, and that's the cool thing, to look out and just see a pit happening, or people jumping up and down, or crowd surfing. It's that entertaining. We did something cool for this tour too. Like, there's a really cool production element with the drum solo. 2 of the band members join me during the drum solo, so it gets bigger. And it's like a fun moment in the show that we really worked hard to build, to make it like theater.
So you guys are like growing towards each other as well a lot more.
Totally.
Like you're gonna like fitting in the pieces of the puzzle a bit more,
Right.
and like you're getting comfortable with each other.
Absolutely.
Was that like, did that take a while, or is it like, was it almost like instant?
It really
like,
was. It was like, it was instantly, there was just a chemistry and a vibe, you know, that after Australia, they, you know, when their drummer left, they just called me right away, and it just got better and better, and it keeps getting better, and it's just really fun. It's a really, really fun band to be part of, and you know, it's super fun.
Yeah. Do you guys still have time to do your other side project?
I do, you know, workshops with School of Rocks and kids.
Right. Okay.
Which I put out a book because of that in November.
Yeah.
So I've just been out promoting the book, like workshop events, press events, like just that stuff, which is just here and there when I have time.
Yeah.
Like I just got a couple offers because we have a break after this tour to do a couple, excuse me, a couple DJ gigs. So I'm gonna just do a couple fun like emo night and stuff like that. Yeah. Just here and there, you know.
Yeah.
Because we have a big tour schedule here.
Yeah. You mentioned your book. It's so your book is not just about drumming. It's a lot about like where you came from and your lifestyle as well. And like, how do you like take the lifestyle on tour with you? Is it difficult? And does it like rub off on the other band guys a bit?
Does
like you live like a very healthy lifestyle?
Oh yeah,
and, like,
totally. Yeah, I mean that's what like doing the workshops and just having amazing conversation with all the kids and teachers and parents.
Yeah.
Like we talk about wellness, mental health, like all that stuff. And it was really like inspiring kids and saving lives. Like we work with teen suicide prevention charities and stuff that I was just like inspired to put it in a book so it's available for everybody to have. And like it's cool. Like I just do me. I come out here, I've got my ice bath and my healthy stuff, and like it's cool to see like people start asking, hey, what is that? Or I'm not jumping the ice bath, or what, you know, you got, can I borrow your weights? And now it's like we're doing group workouts on tour. Like it happened in Sum 41 too, and it's like I don't come out here and say this is the way to live, you know. It's like I just do me, and then it's cool to see people be like, hey, what are you doing? Try that, or this workout, or whatever. So that's been really cool to just organically have that happen. But it's been fun. Like it was kind of hard because I was working on the book like on the final Sum tour, then right here, and I finished it in like September, October, and then had to record the audiobook on the road in a hotel for a week, like crazy. But now it's the best part because it's out, and I did a bunch of like events that were really fun, and then just went to LA, did all the podcasts, and it's really fun just to like. So then I'm gonna do a bunch more this year, and especially when we're on the U.S. tour, pop in and out when we have time. But it's been really fun and just a cool way to just put a good positive message out there and like just talk about all the struggle, you know, just all the struggles of industry and this and that, like, you know, the family stuff we go through, and just kind of like lay it all out. It was a fun project.
Yeah. Are you selling the book here on tour, or can people buy it online?
I'm
or
not.
Like, how can people buy it?
It's, I mean, pretty much there's an actual Amazon, obviously, and then our distribution company, Hal Leonard, has like their Europe version out here. I forget what it's called, but basically if you just go to Frank-Zummo on my website, I have every kind of thing listed, and you just click on whatever. There's audiobook, which I did myself.
Wow.
There's the, you know, the Kindle edition, and then the hardcover book.
Okay.
But super cool.
Yeah. I should read it. Like I heard a lot about it, so I'm definitely interested in it. Like not being a drummer, I don't know the first thing about drumming.
And that's fine. You don't have to be even a musician. This book is like, even if you're not a musician, you'll understand it. You won't be lost. Like I kept it very, you know. Yeah,
I think that's a good thing. Like it's good to get to know you more personally. Speaking of, you've been in 2 different bands. More bands before that, but the last 2 bands you've been in is a Canadian band, in which you were the only American.
Right.
Now you're the only American in a German band.
Right.
So we're going to play a little game called Passport Control.
Okay, great.
It's not really a game. It's more like a segment of a few questions about what it's like being in a German band and what it's like being the only American in a German band. So what's a habit that gives you away as the American in this band? Do you have a habit?
I mean, I think it's just open my mouth and speak.
Oh, really?
You know, because it's such heavy German accents. Even though they speak amazing English, it's like the German accent, which I don't have. So it's like I open my mouth and it's like you hear the English. You can tell that I'm definitely not.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell that I'm not German.
Okay. The accent gives it away then.
Totally.
Like, but not like a single habit that you got like.
I don't think so. I think it's probably just, you know, we're all rock and roll white dudes. You know, it's not.
That's true.
It's probably just it's just the way.
The
way I speak, you can clearly tell there's, you know.
Yeah. Could it be like you ever said anything that would be considered like a normal thing to say in the U.S. like and over here the guys kind of look at you like what does he mean by that?
Slang.
Okay.
It's like slang is different. You know, like even they have an amazing English.
Yeah.
But still, they learn a different way. So sometimes if I say something like, wait, what does that mean? Because it's a different slang, like a different way they learn. Little things, but there's no issues.
Okay.
And I actually I tried them out today. I got the Meta glasses.
Oh, you got
and
those?
It does live translation.
Oh.
So they can just like especially when we're having production meetings and stuff, like obviously they're more comfortable in their native language, so I can put them on and just like listen. So it's funny though, like they'll talk and it's a little bit delayed.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's a bit wild when everyone's talking, but
and that works.
It works.
Yeah. That's amazing. How does it work for your German? Are you learning any German?
No, it's a very hard language. Like I know very basic things, and obviously now that I know the show, like I kind of know what they're talking about in between songs.
Especially when they play in Germany, I would imagine they would talk to the crowd in German.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would say half the shows on the month-long European tour were in German, because even some of the cities that aren't in Germany, they speak German as a language. So, but I don't know, it's kind of exciting too, because sometimes I'm just like making up in my own head like what they're talking about right now.
Oh yeah.
And it's funny, and then I'll ask them after, hey, were you talking about this, or would you? It was
like contextually, you would be able to like stitch it together.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm way wrong, and it's just fun. And, And then what I do like about it, when there's like, if something goes wrong, like before the show, and the crew is like, blah 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 blah, because whatever, I don't know what they're saying, so it doesn't stress me out.
Oh, that's good.
If they're like, everything's broken, it doesn't work, like,
I don't care.
I don't know. It's not stressing me out. I'm good. Like.
All right. Is there any like food cravings that you've had during like a tour that your bandmates just don't understand? Like,
no, because we all like sushi, ramen, Italian.
Okay.
So
I guess that's what you get with a touring band. They all like have that international like taste going on.
Exactly. You know, and German food's amazing. You know, when we're doing rehearsals in you know, where the band's from, and I'm living in a hotel, the restaurant there, it's amazing. Everything is just fresh, and whatever they have,
it's a lot.
The menu changes every time, and it's always been amazing.
I think personally German food is very underrated.
Even Italian food in Germany is it's been amazing. Like a really, really good country for really everything. You know, it's a great I think I've lived in Germany more last year than I did in America, because I was here so much for all the summer festivals and the month-long tour, and so I've been here a lot. So it feels very comforting, you know, when I come here. I don't feel weird or uncomfortable. Like, it's a very comforting place. Okay.
Have they convinced you of the metric system yet? Do you speak Celsius and kilometers?
That is all, like. The time, all that. Like, I do have to check a lot, and then like today we were having a conversation, my drum tech and I, about a B rig, and my drum riser's in feet, so he has to do a conversion to see if certain things are gonna fit. So it's like all of that stuff. But it's really like, it's crazy. There's so many things that are completely different. But it's good to just learn, and it keeps you. You know, you could never not stop learning. So it's kind of been a cool exercise just to like see so many things in a different way. But I've only played with the band overseas. Now we're going to do America, and it's like, now I'm going to be like showing them everything, and this is where we go for coffee. Because, you know, I've just toured these places so many times. So that'll be fun to like show them, you know, it through me, which, you know, our tour manager, he lives in Europe now, but he's from America, so they've had him to kind of show them in America too.
Oh, okay.
So you know, it's like for me, our tour manager is American, even though he lives here now. So it's like I've had one person that's like, you know.
So you're not totally alone in this.
I'm not, definitely not.
They seem like a good bunch of people. So I think
the
you
best.
guys are like,
They're awesome.
Yeah. Is there like anything about Germany like that keeps you grounded?
I just think like what I do love about the German culture is it reminds me of Japan a lot, where everybody is very professional. They're very organized, no bullshit. Like it's very I don't know. It's just it's a lot of the same ways that I feel and operate. So that feels really good, and it's just everything's direct, no bullshit. You know, it's not the LA where everybody just tells you what you want to hear, but they're not really telling the truth. You know, it's like very just direct in a good way. You know, it's like there's no bullshit. Yeah. So it's, I don't know, it's nice.
Yeah. So
and they work. German people, they work very hard. They're they're great.
Yeah.
You know, just like Japan's similar. I'm a New Yorker, so that's the same kind of vibe.
Yeah. When you tell people at home about Electric Callboy, do they have any idea what you're talking about?
You know what? It's crazy. Like, I really thought this is a perfect example to answer that question. I just did a book workshop event in Sacramento, California, right?
Okay. Yeah.
With 5 School of Rocks, which for anybody that doesn't know, School of Rock in America, they're actually in Germany now, in London, South America. It's where you go to learn your instrument and then be in bands with other students. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And I was doing my drum workshop there, and 5 local School of Rocks from the Sacramento area were there. The kids surprised me, and one of the schools, they learned 3 Electric Callboy songs. Hurricane, which is in 100%, it's a German Schlager song, all in German.
Yeah.
Every Time We Touch, and We Got the Moves.
Okay. Yeah.
And so many people came up to me, like, I already bought tickets to this show, coming here. Like, it's crazy. Like, even I live in the middle of nowhere in the country, and people will be like, "You're an Electric Callboy, I love that." And I'm just like, what? Like, how does everybody... So many more people know than I even know about it. Like, I was literally at the airport in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Very small place in America, at this tiny airport. The TSA guy, I was wearing my Electric Callboy hoodie. He didn't even know I was in the band. He's like, "Oh, love this band.
Oh, wow.
Seen him before, gonna go see him." And he was like somebody that you would look at and not even think he would know who they were or listen to that music. So it's more and more like, which is awesome. Like it's so cool that you know, people know. And the cool thing is my kids love the band, and that's amazing. Kids are honest. They when they're young, if they don't like it, they'll tell you. My kids crank it all day. When they came and saw us in concert, they were jumping like crazy on the side of the stage. So
that's super cool.
Yeah, it's been really cool.
So today's the first show of the year for you guys.
Right.
You know, we're gonna check it out. I'm gonna try to be in the mosh pit myself because I love these guys as well.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna jump around, and I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be fun, man. It's so much energy. We're refreshed. We had a nice, holiday break, family time, and we just came over here and did sound check today. We didn't even rehearse because we're just like, let's go. Yeah. Muscle memory will come back. It's gonna be fun, and I think it might be my first time with the band in this country. I don't think we were here on any of the festivals.
Okay.
So it's the first one, and then we've got France on this run, which we did Hellfest this summer.
That's a good one.
Which is the best. And then Spain and Portugal.
Okay, crazy.
So it'll end in warmer weather.
Okay, amazing.
So, yeah.
I wish you all the fun in the world.
Thanks, dude. Congrats on the new, this whole new thing. And,
thank you.
It's fun. Yeah, we go way back, dude. We've done a lot of tours together.
I think we've known each other for maybe 10 plus years now?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I mean, you were out on a lot of Offspring tours when some supported Offspring in Canada.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a cold tour, man.
That was very cold.
A cold tour.
Yeah. I remember that, and
a lot of snow.
It was so much fun, though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Okay, man. Great catching up.
Have
I hope to see you next time as well.
Definitely.
And we'll keep in touch.
All right. Cheers.
All right.